If you were able to join us for church yesterday, one of the songs we sang was Great is Your Faithfulness. And then I shared out of Lamentations the famous verse about the faithfulness of God. And I'm sitting out here because I'm working at home. We have the stay-at-home order, and we've closed the church building this week, so I'm working at home. And, spring is coming. The buds are on the trees. Although it's a little crisp this morning, I'm a little chilly out here. But I'm just reminded of this verse in Genesis chapter 8, the last verse in Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. It says, God speaking to Noah after the flood and all of that, and he makes a promise. He makes a promise to Noah that he's never going to destroy the earth with water again. And then he says this, while the earth remains, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. In other words, the normal rhythms of this world are going to go on and on. That's a promise that God made to Noah clear back in Genesis chapter 8. And as we look at the things going on in our world and our country, it is so important that we understand that God, this God who promised these things to us, that the earthly cycle is going to continue. The one who creates those things, he is faithful and he is good. And no matter what is going on in our world, that's who he is. Those are the promises that he has made, things that we can take to the bank, believing them because we trust in and believe in his character. And so as his people, as followers of Jesus, I would just encourage us, based on those things, to not live in fear, to be aware but not live in fear, to put our hope and our confidence in this God who made these promises and is faithful and good, and to pray and be a blessing to people. This morning I was praying with Mark Anderson. He's the chairman of our elder board, and one of the things I prayed for is I prayed for the state of New York. Almost half of the cases of coronavirus in our country are in New York. And I prayed for Italy and Spain and Europe and places across the globe that are just seeing a huge problem. We can pray knowing that God is faithful. We can pray knowing he's going to take care of us, so we can afford to pray for others, because this God, he's faithful and good, and he will watch over and care for us. So I just invite you to pray with me for the needs of our world based on the faithfulness of God.